Hello Sangha, welcome to day 2. Um, I've actually been in India for a couple of weeks and it's been a while since I recorded the first video. So I'd like to each day give you a little, maybe just a little satsang, which is just a little story or something to think about. I'm going to keep it really simple today. What my teachers say is that when we practice and what we want in life is lightness in the body and brightness in the mind. Now you may have things that you bring into your life that don't bring you brightness and don't bring you lightness. You know, I can think of things that I eat that make me feel kind of, if I eat pasta or something heavy and carby, I feel kind of like dull in my mind and I feel like I want to sleep. You may be similar when you are considering things or even sometimes people in your life that make you feel a little like not so bright and not so light, okay? Let's start lying on our back like we are going to do probably at least many of the days. And again, place your right hand on your belly, your left hand over your heart. And as soon as you lie here, just check in with yourself. See how your body is feeling. See how your breath is flowing. See how your mind is processing. And whenever you want to, let both hands come to rest by your side. As you inhale, float them up over your head. And as you exhale, let them come back down by your sides. And repeat that 2 or 3 more times. Inhale, your arms up and over. Exhale, let them come back down. And one last time. Take your focus to your feet. Feel like the whole of your foot on each side is pressing into the mat. And as you inhale, let your hips rise. And as you exhale, let your hips come down. And if you need to adjust your feet to make it more steady, more comfortable, then adjust your feet slowly up, slowly down. Okay. And one last time. And then add your arms back into. So now when we inhale, we have this harmony, bit of our upper body and our lower body. The harmony of our movement and our breath. And once you've done 3 or 4 of these, and you feel like you're noticing and feeling and connecting, then bring your feet up off the floor. Take your hands over your knees, gently rock from side to side, make circles if that feels good for you. From side to side if that feels good for you, okay? And then roll out to the side that feels comfortable. Push into the floor. And again, come to a seated position. So we're not going to do a huge amount differently from what we did yesterday. But see if you can take your left hand down, out to the left hand side. And as you inhale, draw your right hand up. And exhale down. Now everything we do is optional. When you feel like this movement isn't for me or feels uncomfortable or I have an injury in that part of my body and I'm not sure if I should, then feel free to miss it out, okay? So maybe one more time, opening up like this, okay? And then try that on the other side. So your right hand comes across, your left arm opens up, okay? You can change the placement of anything, you can add things in, miss things out. You decide what you feel is right for you, okay? This is not a Simon Says yoga practice, okay? And then just shake off, get nice and loose, okay? Bring both fingers forward, see if you can walk them a little bit further forward, and then maybe shuffle your hips back. See how that feels. And let your elbows come closer to the ground. Okay. They may never come to the ground. And then come up, take your hands back, place your weight into your left hand, and just sweep your right arm round and up. Okay? And let it come down. And sweep it round and up. And let it come down. Okay, try that one more time. Spin it round and up. Okay. Then come to the other side, let your right hand come down, so your left hand round and up. And back down. So I'm staying at the moment at a beautiful space in the south of India called the Quiet Healing Space. Okay. I can see the door to my room right behind the camera. Shake off, get nice and loose. Okay. Roll through your shoulders. And yeah, I'm going to be here for the next few days, so I'm going to hopefully record most of the practices for this month while I'm here. Bring your left hand down, take your right hand up, inhale, reach a little bit higher, and exhale, walk these fingers away, soften your elbow and reach across. And take this hand up. And when you're making these bigger movements, we would maybe call them stretches, think about the way you move your body when you yawn. It's kind of satisfying rather than uncomfortable. So even if you want to take an inhale and a yawn as you come over, it's that kind of movement which is called pandiculation. So animals do it, that's why we call some of the movements, not why we call it, but animals do it. Dogs do it when they stretch in the morning, they pandiculate, and we should do it too. Get everything nice and loose, roll through your shoulders once again, and then bring your hands forward towards the front of your mat, your knees towards the centre. And let your weight just draw a little bit forward over your hands if your wrists are feeling okay with that. And then let your hips come back towards your knees. Okay. And maybe move your hips from side to side. Massage your thighs with your chest or your belly. And then come forward. And if it feels okay for your body, dip towards the floor and then shift things back. Okay, and try that a couple of times where we massage into our thighs with our chest and our belly, and we come forward, and we can try and keep the arms really engaged as you go down, and then let them really relax as you come back. Okay, come forward, feeling the arms really engage, and almost springing back. Walk your hands back towards your knees, let your hips rest on your heels. See how your body is feeling with that movement. Okay? And then bring your hands forward again. Center your right knee and reach out with your left foot. And try and keep the left hip a little bit lower just for this one time, and lift your left heel a little higher without bending your knee. If you can bring your knee towards your elbow, bring it towards your elbow, and then let it go back again. Keep the hip low. Take your gaze forward. Feel like you're really engaging with the back of your leg. And then let it come forward. Let it go back, come forward. Let it come underneath, watching your knee come through. Maybe one more time. You can do more if you want to do more. But this time, see if you can bring your left foot forward outside your left hand. Maybe slide your right knee a little bit further back. And when you get here, try some side-to-side movement. Just freeing up the inside of your thigh, noticing how that feels, maybe turning your toes out, dropping the knees down. So if you did this group of practices last year, we hopefully won't have any naked Germans this year. I think there's not too much chance of that in India. Turn to your front leg and inhale up with your left hand. Let it open up, turn your body away. And let your left hand come down. Okay, slide your left leg back. Okay, and we'll try the same on the other side. So center your left leg, reach out with your right foot this time, lifting your heel a little bit higher, taking your eyes forward, keeping your hip low and lifting your heel high. So you really feel like the back of your leg and your glutes are working hard, and we're strengthening there. And then bring your right knee to your right elbow. And try that a few more times. Looking forward, looking underneath, connecting to your movement. And maybe after the next one, land your right foot forward, maybe your hands come forward, your left knee goes a little bit further back. Try and get a position that feels comfortable for you, right? One of the things we want to learn, and I'm hoping for this month for everyone, is that we learn how to place our bodies in positions that give us the most freedom, the most comfort, the most lightness. Okay. And you can circle your hips around. And if it feels okay, when you're ready, turn to your front leg, inhale up with your right hand. Exhale, let it come down. Slide your right leg back. Walk both hands back towards your knees, let your hips rest on your heels. Remember, if you're somebody who struggles with kneeling, then you can take a cushion underneath your shins, okay? Or you can take a block or something, or more cushions underneath your hips, and that should steady your kneeling position, okay? And then see if you gradually, over the course of the month, can kneel in a way that's more regular kneeling, okay? There's nothing wrong with using the cushion or the blocks, okay? You probably find I'm speaking a little slower and a bit more properly. It's because everybody struggled to understand me in India, so I have to speak a little slower. Okay, let's try for down dog, right? So hands go forward, tuck underneath your toes, hips back toward your heels, and try to keep this angle with your arms so you don't come forward and open up that angle. Keep the angle acute and let your heels go back and down. And then pedal out one side and the other side. Push into your left foot and lift your right foot as high as you can. And that's maybe going to feel tricky for some people, so don't worry if it's you. Even keep the leg a little lower and just focus on trying to be a bit more comfortable and a bit more open. And then let your right foot come down. When you're ready, can you let your left leg come up a little bit higher? Hold it up there. Again, if it's too much, just let it come down a little lower. And then let it come down. Okay, try that one more time, either side. Inhale up with your right leg. So you're just kind of leaning into the hands. You're not taking too much weight through them. And let it come down. And try the other side. And let it come down, okay? Bring your shoulders forward. And see if you can take a little bend in your knees and a little hop to a squat. And when you get to your squat, can you hang out in your squat? If you're like me, your heels might not touch the ground. So maybe you place something underneath them that makes squatting a bit more comfortable. And you can rest into it. So it might be useful getting a yoga block, okay? Or something that's like a big thick book or something that helps with that. Let your heels come up and your knees come forward, and then move your knees from side to side. So each day, we'll do some movement, we'll get our bodies more open, we'll get our bodies stronger, we'll get our bodies lighter. But also, really importantly, we're going to slow things down towards the end, give ourselves some time to breathe slowly, to focus on our breath. One of the biggest benefits in my yoga practice is what I do with my breath. Okay, it affects every part of my life. Bring your left hand down, inhale up with your right hand. Exhale, let it come down. Inhale up with your left hand. Exhale. Try that one more time either side. Taking it up and down. Taking it up and down. Okay, good. Push your palms together. Push all the way up. And give everything a good shake off. Okay. Roll through your shoulders. See how that feels for you. And then find maybe hip width or slightly wider than hip width position for your feet. And inhale your hands all the way up over your head. Clasp them, okay, above your head. Push your palms up towards the sky. And lean slightly to one side. Bring it back to the center, lean to the other side. Back to the center. One more time, either side. Good. Come back to the center, shake off on the way down. Roll through your shoulders. Anything you can do to continually release tension, shaking off your legs, shaking off your arms, rolling through your shoulders, turning your head. You know, one of my teachers says motion is lotion, okay? So bring both hands on your shoulders, and this time, see if you can let your weight slightly go forward and slightly go back. Slightly go forward, Slightly go back. And then turns and twists around through your upper chest and your thoracic area, letting that all open up. Moving it around, releasing it. Good. And then release, shake off. Okay. Take your feet a little bit wider. Bend your knees, sink your hips. And we're just going to hold horse stance for 2 or 3 breaths before we come back to sit. Okay, so sink a little lower, lift your chest a little higher, squeeze your knees back, point your toes out. Maybe even lift your toes, feel the weight through the body of your feet, and sink a little lower still. Keep a smile on your face. Sink a little lower still. Okay. And then push all the way up. Shake off, get nice and loose, both arms, both legs. And for the first time this month, can you sit down without using your hands too much? Can you get your hips to the floor? Maybe put, like I said yesterday, put something underneath your hips. So I've got a cushion and a block here. Just to elevate my hips so that my knees are not dangling in the midair. And I can get my knees a little lower. So you can do this portion sitting on a seat. But it's really important to be as comfortable in this position as you are when you're practicing, or even when you're lying in Shavasana, to find that kind of comfort in a seated position. So we're going to place both hands on our heart today. And the heart's really central to where we focus in a yoga practice. It's got many names. Hridaya, your Anahata chakra. But as you focus here, just feel it expand as you inhale. And center as you exhale. And keep every inhale with a sense of expansion. And every exhale with a sense of letting go. If it's too comfortable to be in a seated position or a kneeling position, or even to find a seat to sit on, just do this lying on your back. Inhale with a sense of expansion from your heart out. Exhale with a sense of letting go, releasing. Every exhale, softening your body without losing the structure of your seated posture. And if it's too uncomfortable to keep your hands on your heart, just let them rest in your lap. Keep this slowness of your breath, smoothness of your breath. Noticing any little areas of tension around your face that you can let go. Around your eyes, around your mouth, around your ears, your jaw. And very gently move your body. If you've got time to lie down each day, if you're doing this early or you have nothing else on or you're doing it late before you go to bed, then I'd really encourage you to take some time to just rest, relax, let go. Okay, everybody. If you're relaxing and letting go, fantastic. If you're got to get up and get on with the day, fair enough. Om Shanti.